It's a year that's seen a presidential election, rising interest rates, and new tax laws.
A lot going on. Jason Vino is here to give us some end-of-the-year tips. It's good to see you. How are you?
Great to be back.
3 weeks left in the year. Are there some things people should be considering right now?
Yeah, we're in the home stretch, but there are a few things. One of the most common things that people look at is what's called a wash rule. A lot of people bought stocks and mutual funds years ago, and only they started to go down in value. They lost 50, sometimes 80%, and they've just held on to them. Well, now might be a good time to consider selling those off, because you can actually use that loss to offset or to wash out taxes in other areas, such as capital gains or even against regular income.
Have some of those come back, though, since you know, the down and out days of 2000, 2001?
Some of them are trying to come back. Statistics say that about 1 out of every 10 stocks actually ever come back. So if you think it's one that may never come back, good time to look at that.
After the end of the year, is it too late then? Do you really have to do it before December 31st?
There are certain things that need to be done by the end of the year. New Year's always brings around the resolutions in 2 areas, fitness and finance. So when you're on that diet and you're buying that treadmill back that you sold last year, it's a good idea to get your finances in shape also. You want to look at your portfolio. It might be a good time to rebalance it because it's gotten off, taking too much risk. You also, the IRAs and Roth IRAs, you have up until April 15th that you can actually put into those. But you also want to make sure that you have the good documentation for your IRA accounts, because the IRS is starting to audit people on those as well.
Oh, right.
Jason, a little off topic, because I know you're aiming at people who are obviously financially responsible and all of that, but any of us, this holiday season, it is so tempting, you know, with all of the things that are out there, to overspend.
Right.
People whip out the plastic and find themselves having that sort of Christmas hangover effect on their finances. What would you advise people to do?
I would advise people to try to put the emotions on hold and not do too much of the impulse spending. You need to realize that you're giving people love, and it doesn't have to be a material possession. You don't want to give something to show your love and then be paying for it for 30 years to come.
What about, this is the time of year when so many charities are asking for donations, and people feel like they want to do that at this time of the year. Do you have to be careful about how you document that? Do you need to make sure you have an acknowledgement letter from the charity, or is a canceled check enough? What do you need to do? I
always say it's good to have too much instead of not enough. A lot of people are doing those last-minute donations to charities and to their churches, and it's always good to have some type of documentation if you can. Really, your accountant, if you have a good accountant, he'll document that for you as well. Any kind of written documentation is always good to have on hand.
I know you enjoy a meeting with folks. You have a free dinner that's coming up later this week where you'll discuss year-end activities out at the Springs Inn. Tell us a little bit about that.
We're going to be talking about this subject and a lot more, how to get ready for the year-end planning, what to do in preparation for next year in the areas of IRA planning, tax strategies, investments, portfolio management, all kinds of fun stuff. So a lot of good information. If
you don't plan and you just let things happen, it doesn't usually work out, right?
It's the land of reaction and regret sometimes.
Yeah.
You forget to do things, or you put it off, and then you wish you did it years later.
And always probably better for people to seek some professional help instead of saying, I can do it on my own. But do you find out that now that the internet's out there, that people are more tempted to try to do it on their own?
What we found with the internet is people start to try to get their own information, and they realize there's too much information to digest. So they start going to professionals and getting a few opinions. It's just like you would in a medical situation as well. So you check your facts and then work off of those.
All right, Jason Vino, good of you to check in with us. We appreciate it very much.
Thank you very much.
Good, and again, that big event coming up, Springs Inn, Harrodsburg Road. Free financial advice from Jason. There's a toll-free number if you'd like more info. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much.